you as an African wanted to explain, like, we have good music too, it wasn't enough to knock doors. So I think what the Burner Boys, the Vitos, and the Wizkid did, they became more relatable to the people.
DJ Paco Rich.
Okay, people, welcome to the channel. My name is DJ Paco Rich. Right here, my people call me Mazi in Nigeria, and the Yoruba people call me Otumba, Otumba, Otumba. The titles are flying in and out, and now we are going Obodo Yibo. As you can see, Afrobeat is traveling around the world, and so should I also do. So now, it is not only about Ghana, it is not only about Nigeria, but we are connected with our other brothers in other countries. So today, we are flying all the way to New York City, the city that never sleeps. Yes. And of course, that city can't be a city without our Nigerian brothers in there. So today on the show, I'm going to speak to the man we call BJ. And the BJ is not what you think. He's going to explain the meaning of BJ to you once he gets on set. So we are, we're just going to have a normal African brothers conversation, how life is in American as a Nigerian and all that. So guys, if you're ready, let me introduce to you BJ.
Hey, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. What's up, man?
How you doing, my brother?
I'm all right, man. We blessed, I'm honored to be talking to my brothers from the other side. It's an honor, so to speak. But we blessed. We thank God.
Yeah, I like your accent. There is this actor in Nigeria. I've forgotten his name, but I mean he's always in this American accent. I'm sure somebody is going to mention the name right away, but I'll try and find his picture. But he's an amazing guy. Well, it's been nice. Right. It's been nice meeting you. BJ, is it an abbreviation or that's your full name?
Well, so that comes from my mom and dad. They used to call my dad BJ. I think it was over a name Bolaji. Okay. But on paper I'm Akin. So, but that when it comes from the house, everybody BJ is stuck to me. So as I grew up as BJ.
What's your full name? Probably in Africa, once you mention your full name.
Okay, so my full name is Akin. Oh yeah, my full name is Akin Obisession. My mom's side they from Ibadan, and that's where that's the core. That's the Yoruba people. That was the core, but I'm in tune with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So
right.
For how long have you been living in the States?
I mean, I was born here. So yeah, I was born here. Yeah.
But have you visited Nigeria yet?
As an adult, no. As an adult, as a grown man, I'm in my 30s now. So as an adult, it's something that that's the plan. I used to. When I lived in Atlanta for a little while too. I used to meet a lot of Ghanaian brothers. They used to tell me, it's time to go, it's time to go, it's time to go. So hopefully this year, we will make it happen.
Hey, you haven't been to Africa before?
Yeah, as a kid, as a child, like very young.
I mean, in your prime age, you
No.
You haven't been to Africa on your own to have the feel of the African food, the African woman. Those ones you are seeing there in American, yes, the African women, but the real African women are in Africa. You understand?
Not yet.
Anyway, that's amazing. But I am very happy that as somebody that you were born in America, you're an African born in America, but you take pride in your country, you love your country, you love your continent, you represent Africa to the fullest. What is the inspiration behind that?
Well, it's honestly, it's a lot to it, right? Because when you grew up here, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's important because I was watching this a clip with other, Nigerians or Africans, so to speak. Yeah. I think it's important to understand what our parents projected on us as Nigerian kids or African kids, so to speak. It wasn't too positive, right? It was not something that we as the African kids growing up in the diaspora wanted to embrace. So it made it harder for even music to transcend because we don't want representing to the other American cultures here on the day to day. Our parents, they old, they just want to make their money and send their money back home. We're the one that you brought up here for the quote unquote greener pastures, right?
Yeah.
So if we don't have the good representation of what Africa is, you know, because you in Africa right now would never really embrace Africa until it's time to represent Africa to other places, because you become like an ambassador to the culture, right? So as a kid, you know, we didn't really relate to it because in the house, today it's witchcraft, tomorrow it's the place is bad.
Cultisms, and then, you know,
culture, right? So then in the same breath, they want you to embrace the culture. So you're confused. Like, which one do you want us to do?
Yeah,
So what sparked it for us, a lot of us growing up, was we had to be outside, and no matter how much, then you had to still represent where you're from. So now it made me personally want to investigate the things that quote unquote called bad. You know, why is this bad, or why is this bad, or why is this not bad?
Yeah.
And you know, you mix it with what you experiencing here, and you start to understand that it's a misunderstanding too from my parents.
Yeah.
Because once you understand something, it's easier to navigate it, even with the problems.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that doesn't understand mathematics will hate mathematics. But once you understand the formula, it becomes fun and easy. You get what I'm from? So that's basically how, you know, my interest came about.
Good. So let me ask you, are there times that you meet people that probe you, or they kind of ask you questions like they feel like Africans will still live on trees and all that? They have that kind of perception since you were born there. Have you come across people that think that Africans still live on tree? African is a jungle, African is some kind of forest? Because agree with me, when Davido was performing at BET, I don't know if you watch the kind of background that they gave him. It was a forest safari background with, you know, those kind of trees and all that. Do you meet people in America who know that you're African? They ask you, hey, do Africans live on trees, or they think like African is some kind of village? Do you meet people like that?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with something, and this is another thing that people don't explain properly. America is very big.
Yeah.
I live in New York City.
Yeah.
New York is a city full of immigrant people.
Yeah.
So the way they look at like Africa, so to speak, is not that how can I explain it? It's with a little more knowledge, so to speak. I think people more experience issues with names on the New York side, right? Now, the experience of African, maybe in the Midwest or somewhere down south, where is mostly Americans, maybe slightly different. If you understand what I'm saying, because where I'm at is a lot of West Indian people, is a lot of Africans still. So, you know, you're not going to experience too much of the, you know what I'm saying, not understanding the culture. Yes, they're not going to understand maybe the food, the smell of the food and stuff like that, the names, like I said. But I want to be clear with something too. The way you represent something is very important.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter if where I'm at is a hut. It doesn't matter where I come if it's an animal that walk around the street. The way I talk about it is how people is going to receive it. Yeah. You get where I'm coming from? So most Africans talk about it in a negative way. That is why it's received that way. You get where I'm coming from? That's just bottom line. So for me personally, I don't experience the what's this, what's that, what's this, because I can explain that. No, I mean, for mostly what I've known Nigeria, Ghana things to be, and without me being there, it's that it has a developing side and it has a side that's bad. The most rich people, black rich people, the richest black billionaires from Africa. So something has to be going on that's good on that side of the world that you guys just don't know about yet. And you know, so that's basically. I mean, I never really experienced it.
All right, great. Let's get to this other point too. You know that for a very long time, people have had wrong misinterpretation about African, and you can see that within our entertainment space, as at music, especially to be precise on Afrobeat, we are changing the narratives. And I can see a lot of pride, especially among some of the Africans living in the States and in other European countries. I mean, we saw the audience attendance when Burna Boy was performing in the States and all that. What has really changed?
A lot of things changed. It gave, I think, a lot of people that wasn't so proud at the time, because now, coming up, rap was the main genre of music that everybody gravitated towards.
Yeah.
Then it became like, at a point, like the Jamaican culture is very big in New York, West Indian period. So they had like a strong hold on what was going on. The problem is when the P Squares and I think the Bonds and the Two Faces had their time, it was coming little by little.
Yeah.
So no matter how much you as an African wanted to explain, like, we have good music too, it wasn't enough to knock doors. So I think what the Burna Boys, the Vitos, and the Wizkid did, they became more relatable to the people, on a local level. So now it gives a Senegalese kid, a Ghanaian kid, access to be able to walk in clubs and have their own music to enjoy as well, and to be able to relate to. And then, when you look at what you see on the Afrobeat, charts, and being able to do, it gives another life that you've been trying to proclaim to people, like, we do have these things too. So it helps everything come together. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, now we have a base to be able to build confidence for the people that don't, that wasn't so proud to be African, for that matter.
I can see even from this point that even you haven't lived or experienced so much in Africa, but you are really, like, you feel proud to be an African. Even from this point, I can really feel that. But aside from Nigeria, which other African countries would you want to, have a feel of it, share some of their experience, do stuffs with them, if you
everywhere.
visit Africa?
Everywhere in Africa. Africa is for Black people, man. Everywhere in Africa. We could start from, like I said, Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, Burkina Faso, to Tanzania, to Congo. I mean, look, I'm gonna say it like this, right? When we hear, and I go to Europe, I go to Canada, I go all these places, right? The first thing that makes it comfortable, easier to integrate, is your eyes meet another Black person, right? We unpeel the layer one more time and say, where are you from? Once it comes, I'm from Congo, I'm from this, I'm from that, it's an instant warmth of connection, because now it's like, okay, at least if something goes wrong, somebody has my back, right? So Africa is for all Black people, and I'm encouraging people to do a lot of history, a lot of education on what the challenges are, and the challenges is the opportunity for Blacks to reconnect together. And I believe, like I said, Africa is for everybody, man. I'm ready to touch all of the countries in Africa.
Great. Okay. So if you're given the opportunity to throw in some advice for African leaders, looking at the level of developments, the comfort, the opportunities that you have seen in the United States of America, what would be your words for African leaders?
Well, honestly, my words is not for the leaders, to be honest. I think we have to understand, as people first, we have the power to change. Number one. Now, granted, leadership is going to lead based off the ignorance of the people. You get where I'm coming from? So the less you know, the more advantage I could take from you. You know what I'm saying? So the more knowledge you have, the more you could fight back. You know what I'm saying? Because now it comes from a basis of understanding. And we have to understand that, like, America wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
This is over 400 years of back and forth before they was able to have something stable.
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from? Africa is not going to be built in a day. The joy of Africa is in its current state right now. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't tell you on the other side of the world is there's people suffering in America. There's Africans, Nigerians, people from Jamaica, that come here and suffer like tremendous depression. So the joy of Africa, is going to a place where your ideas are still alive. The roads are still not well developed. You could develop it. Computers is not well, just finding ways to connect it. So my advice first, before we talk about leadership, the people have to take ownership of what they have, embrace it, appreciate it, and then focus on ways to come together. And I understand poverty doesn't make it easy to even be civil. You know what I'm saying? But we have to start to think about, how to build up Africa for the next 400 years.
Great.
That's
Let's
it.
also touch a bit on entertainment. You can see that with the entertainment side, Nigeria is doing well. Other African countries are also doing well. I mean, you have Diamond coming from the east. You have a couple of artists coming from the southern side of Africa, and you have a couple of artists from Ghana also trying to, put Africa on the map. What do you think we should keep doing and keep repeating that will change the narrative and will make, people travel all the way to Africa to attend this top concert like Afro Nations and all that? What kind of advice are you going to give to the young creatives in Ghana and Nigeria?
Well, I've been a lot of debates about like Afrobeats origination,
Yeah.
or where's it going, and
Yeah.
I think one, we have to understand, like, when we find the Western world, we should be one, right? And I think that it should be different genres of music that comes out from this Afrobeat wave that we have, right?
Yeah.
So Ghana could come up back with the Zonto, and it could be an imprint for Ghana. Nigeria is already doing what they're doing. Tanzania could piggyback. There's nothing wrong for one person to lead the space for everybody to get in, because that's essentially what you want.
Yeah.
And it's the way I see things to be, because you see how the Amapiano is starting to take wave.
Yeah.
It's going to be maybe Congo in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's going to come with their own sound. So we have to embrace it all, and that is what's going to open doors for other things, investments, infrastructures, and all the opportunities to come. Because what we don't understand is media is a key component of education.
Yeah.
and to be able to enlighten people on the possibilities. If I tell you what Afrobeat, I was there at the Burna Boy concert, or what I was able to see was amazing. Just seeing the influx of people that was just wanted to see one man that came from a part of Africa that everybody condemned years ago. And that's on a small level. Just now imagine when we start getting to the political space, healthcare space. The doors is endless. But like I said, everybody has to look at this as an opportunity, as one. Don't look at it like it's a Nigeria versus Ghana, Ghana versus this person. As one, create your own situation and bring it to the forefront. Let everybody enjoy what you got going on.
Great. I love your submission. I'm really, 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 really impressed. And then I can't wait to. I am personally going to draw your African tour for you.
Okay.
You are coming.
For sure.
Home sweet
For sure.
home. So definitely you go through Nigeria first.
For sure.
And your next stop should be Ghana.
Oh, for sure. Guaranteed. We're in Accra, we're in Kumasi, everything.
You understand? Right from Ghana, we'll be going through maybe Ivory Coast to have a feel of the Francophone vibes. Then maybe cross to the east, do Tanzania and Namibia, and maybe later on to the south.
Yes.
And also
Let's do it.
Yeah. So
let's do it.
Thank you so much for your input, and I think from time to time we'll be engaging you in such conversation. Your input has really been very helpful to us today. So we'll definitely do this again and then again. If you have any last words for your people in Nigeria, you can share that with them.
Man, keep striving, keep grinding. We're gonna make it to the top. They say we don't carry last, so we're not gonna carry last.
So would you advise every youth in Nigeria to jump to US?
No. It's not. US is not for everybody, and Nigeria is not for everybody. You got to find what's for you. Don't follow the trend, because like I said again, people are suffering here in real life. Bills, some people can't pay. It's a whole lot of things, but I don't advise everybody to come. It looks good, but it's not for everybody. And if you are gonna come, just come make some money and go back. It's the quality of life is better in the West. In Africa or West Indies.
Well, that's true. A lot of people say that in Africa, you have much time to enjoy your food. You can sleep, wake up anytime if you have your own businesses and all that. The stress is less here because this is home. So definitely, guys, if you can do something better for yourself here, I think his idea isn't bad at all. You can pick up a word or two from that. But if you think that you also have to go out there to require some skill and still come back to Africa and make some investment here, I think that's a laudable idea too, and it's good. So guys, Thank you for watching us. And BJ, I'm really, really, really grateful. We're going to do this more often. You know, I feel I've been doing this with people in Africa for a long time. Sometimes I see you guys watching it from afar. When I check my analytics, Nigeria tops and US is, I think, the second country that watches most of my videos. So I felt you guys have a lot to share with us here. So this season we're going to, you know, engage a lot of people. I'm going to cross to Germany, other countries, you know, Asia. And one interesting thing is that almost every country there is a Nigerian day.
Oh, guaranteed.
I don't know a single country in this world that you can't find a Nigerian day.
Guaranteed.
Yes,
that's guaranteed.
So we are going to reach out to everybody. Thank you, bro, for your time, and then I'm sure
you so much,
we'll do this again.
Likewise, man. Anytime, just let me know.
Do you speak any Nigerian language?
Yeah, I can understand Yoruba very well. I could speak it to a bit. It sounds funny to other people when I speak it, but I will survive if I was to go to Nigeria.
Let your people hear you that you're a real Yoruba man.
Bawoni.
You really need some lessons, man. What did you just say? Repeat it again.
I said, how you guys doing that? How's everybody doing?
Say it to Yoruba, let's say.
Bawoni.
Interesting. We'll have to get a wife for you at home very soon.
Oh, for sure, right?
Oh my God, guys. This has been an interesting conversation with my man BJ from New York City. We'll definitely do this again.
Yes,
so guys, keep in touch. Everything will be fine. Africa will be great. It will be great. It will be greater.
Yes, likewise. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think you have a good one.
All right. All the best, bro. Okay, guys, so we've been having this conversation with BJ all the way from US, a very wonderful guy, knowledgeable guy with a lot of wisdom. You see, Africa, where they produce brains. You understand? And right now, we are going to bring all of them on board. We are going to give them reasons to come back home, to invest, to do stuff, to, you know, roll with us, to, you know, make Africa a better place. I keep hearing, you know, people saying, yeah, our leaders are the problem. So this time we're going to put them aside and we're going to develop our own country or our own continent. My name is DJ Parker Rich. Let me know where you are in the world. We'll have to do this conversation with everybody around the world. Once you're an African, you want to speak to us, join the train and we'll definitely make an impact. Okay? I love you all. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
DJ Paco Rich.